don't know how y'all be doing this, trying to um you prop your camera up in your car without like some type of mount or something like that. Because I really don't want to hold the phone up, but I guess that'll work. Okay. So, good afternoon. Today is another work day for me. And just really quick, I wanted to come on and I wanted to give, I wouldn't call it like a revelation or anything like that, but it's more so of an understanding. I believe that I just gained some wisdom. So it started off with yesterday, how I was talking about, and I do apologize that I'm looking away, and that's just because I'm sitting outside. I got my dog out on the front porch, and I created like, I have like this little barrier thing, but I don't know if she's smart enough to know. Well, I think she is smart enough to know that she can just lift it up and crawl under it and come down the stairs to where I am, or go wherever she wants to go. But hopefully she doesn't try it. But anyway, that just kind of made me think about myself. Like, if something is easy to move or go under, but because I don't know that I can do it, I don't try it, But anyway, I'm deviating from where it is that the reason I'm going somewhere else other than what I came on here to say. So let me get back on track and focus. So yesterday I talked about having to choose, between showing up to my job or showing up for work and showing up for my daughter, which she did so amazing. She actually got 2 awards, and I'm so proud of her for that. And so, yeah, that was a great accomplishment. I'm glad that I could be there to witness her get her rewards. And so, the whole dilemma was me having to choose between my job and being there for my children, and the whole purpose of me working was so that the whole purpose of me choosing this particular job, yeah, they chose me to work it, but the whole purpose of me choosing them was because, one, at the time I felt like it could take care of me and my family, my new family that was growing, and then 2, they were paying me more money than I've ever made, so I wasn't like struggling or anything like that. And it gave me that perfect balance of being able to work and be at home, because when I started, I was working part-time, and my husband, he was working as well. And with a new baby, I was able to be home with her majority of my time, but also bring in some money, but things shifted to where I needed to go full-time, and I couldn't be with her as much, and same thing with my son. I couldn't be with him as much when he was born. So, and then, the money was still flowing, to where we were being taken care of and things like that. But it wasn't to the same level that it started out at. It started to, go down over the years. And so, like I said, my goal was to always find a job that would give me the flexibility to be there for my children without having to sacrifice income. And so I was always looking for like a way to work from home, a job that wouldn't care about me having my children in the background, me interacting with them, me working on a schedule that works around them, not the other way around, And this job kind of just started off like that. This job just kind of started off like that. Here come a dog. I don't know if I'm be able to continue with this. Yeah, I'm going to keep talking. So, Okay, she behaving herself. There's a dog coming into the dog park and she's staring, and I'm just, you know, expecting her to lose her. No, she ain't doing it. She ain't doing what I'm expecting her to do. Okay. Hopi is a good girl. All right. So anyway, yeah, so ever since my children were born, that was my whole goal, was just to be with them, because, you know, um my mother, she stayed with me and my sister until, well, she stayed with me until I was about 2. And then when she had my sister, she started to work, so um we didn't have anybody to look at. Well, we had people. She had to, leave us with daycare and other family members and stuff like that. And so I didn't want that for I didn't want the second part for me, because I just remember it being, it wasn't a pleasant experience always. Sometimes we would get to hang out with people, people that were watching us. They had children that we got along with well, and at other times, it was fighting and stuff like that. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So what I wanted to say was, I'm grateful for my job. I'm grateful for my 9 to 5 job. And in actuality, I have been acting ungrateful for it for the last, I don't know how many years, because I haven't been putting into it my all like I was in the beginning. And that's not good, because God blessed me with this job. I'm the one that asked him for something, and I'm the one that asked him for something, and he delivered, so it's my fault that I'm not happy with it anymore. It's not that, that there was anything wrong with it. It's my fault, because I started becoming ungrateful. Because it wasn't aligning any longer with the things that I wanted it to align with. That doesn't make it a bad job. It's just that because it was no longer, serving me in the way that I wanted it to, I became ungrateful. And that's because I wasn't putting in the effort. I have to remind myself that when I first started this job, I was giving it 100%, 10,000% actually. I was even excited to go every day. And once I said to myself, after a few months of working, I was like, I better not do well all the time. I better not do well 100% of the time, because if I, you know what, I'm gonna start this video over, because no, I'm gonna go ahead and continue on. So it was my fault, because I told myself that after a few months of working, and okay, let me say this. Get your thoughts together, Shatina. So when I started working for the company that I worked for, and I was doing well, one of the primary things that they focused on was moving quickly to different positions and stuff like that, promotions and upgrades and things like that. And because things change so often, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to get comfortable in the position that I was in, knowing the information that I needed to know, but I didn't realize that everything was always changing. So I would never really know everything. So it's better to move with what you know and move on to the next thing. But I didn't want to do that. I wanted to get comfortable with it. Okay. And so that was my own fault. But when I was doing well, I noticed that, the managers would call on me more during meetings and things like that. I would be talking in front of my co-workers and things like that during the meetings. And I'm a shy person by nature. I don't feel well spoken, and as you can see, I'm stumbling over my words, right? So I didn't really want to talk in front of anybody. So after, enough of that happening, I was like, you know what, I better not do well 100% of the time, because if I do well, they're going to keep calling on me, and that's not going to leave me any room to mess up. And I didn't want to be held to this perfect standard or whatever, to where I didn't have opportunity to mess up. It's going to create it's going to create disappointment and things like that if I did too well. So I started, um taking longer, doing certain tasks and things like that. I didn't do everything that I needed to do. So whereas at first I'm probably getting an A+, now I'm getting about a B-. But me doing this, I'm not recognizing that it's building a habit within me. It's giving me a certain mindset, that, hey, yeah, you're making all these mistakes, but now they're becoming patterns. And now these patterns are becoming your routine. They're becoming normal, to where it's normal to you. So now, whereas you think that you're just making one little mistake here, one little mistake there, now it's becoming a snowball effect, and you're making more mistakes than you think. And so now you're no longer at the top. You are actually getting D's and F's now, or C's at times, So right now I feel like I'm maybe at about a C as far as performance and where everyone's standards are, and God has been good to me. He has allowed me to be on this job for a long time. And I really need to get out of the mind frame that I've created for myself, but it's hard to get out of it. And I've prayed, well, maybe the solution is for me to leave, for either them fire me or me, leave, because I've been, I'm doing a disservice. I'm not doing as well as I could be, or as well as I knew that I was in the beginning. So I pray about it. I prayed and I prayed and I prayed, and no matter what I pray, God makes this job fit for me. I'm like, well, Lord, if you just move me to a job where, if you just give me something, give me my own business or whatever that I can do myself, that I manage my own time, and that will allow me to be with my children like I want, then, or at least to work from home. That's what it was in the beginning. Let me work from home so I could be present with my babies, and He did that. In 2020, when the pandemic hit, that was my first opportunity to work from home, and that's what this job was. And I was excited. I actually improved over that year that I was working from home, and one of management recognized it. He was like, wow, your adherence has improved. You haven't missed a day of work. I did not miss any time from work during the pandemic. I was at work 100%, whether I felt good or not, because I was excited. The environment was a breath of fresh air to be at home working. It was something that I wanted, right? And just like with everything, everything starts out well. Everything starts out good until it ain't good no more. And when things aren't good, you just want to throw it out, right? And so that's what my mindset is. It's with everything. Oh, if it ain't good, then I don't want it, kind of thing. But I forget that the challenge or the growth is in the pushing through, right? So I was watching this video called, the title of it was Stop Using Substitutes for God. Something like that. The creator of the video, her name is Jada Edwards, and she was basically talking about how we use all these different things. We put in all these different requests and things like that to God, and in actuality, the things that we're looking for, They're just, we're asking God to replace himself. When we send up certain prayers, it's because we're looking for something to take the place of God. And so one thing that stuck out to me was, she mentioned that, you know, when we pray to God, we're asking him for whatever we're praying for to be perfect. But God doesn't give us what we ask for perfectly, because if we get the perfect thing, then that means that we will no longer need him. And God is not going to do that. The only thing that's perfect is him. So if we're content in him, then anything that we have will be good enough, because we have him. And so by trying to make it the opposite, if this was just perfect, if this was dotting every T and crossing every I, then I'm sorry, if this was dotting every I and crossing every T, then we would have no reason to go to God. So my position has been that, I guess, the things that I have been asking God for is the thorn in my side. Now, granted, he gives me what I'm asking for. He hasn't ever turned down a prayer, but it's the timing. Okay, he hasn't ever said no to anything that I've asked for, but it's the timing that creates the thorn in my side, right? Because I want it now, but he's asking me to hold on and to just press through. And if I wait long enough, then he answers it, So I don't know if anyone else experiences that or goes through that, but I just wanted to share that. It may make sense, it may not, because I'm still working on trying to speak, because I tell you, once I got into, thrown in front of people at work and stuff like that, being asked to answer questions and to talk and stuff like that, I was like, I want to be in the background. I don't want to talk. I don't want to do anything. I'll help a single person, but to help a multitude of people, to have people just run up on me, nah, I don't really want to do that. So, but yeah, I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone, get out of my shyness, and be more bolder with my speaking, and maybe I'll become more confident in speaking. So I do apologize that this video is so long. If you stuck around this long, I hope you were able to get something from it. If not, I do apologize, but I just wanted to get it out while it was fresh on my mind. And yeah, so thanks so much for watching. Bye.